Hello, America, and welcome back to Maya's Java Chat. Please click like, subscribe, and share with others. Um, I'm here to chit with the chats, and leave your comments if you have anything you want to talk about, and I will go from there. Well, first of all, I'm going to take a sip of my Folgers instant coffee. Okay, I love my coffee. Okay, that's all I can say. I love my Folgers. Mm. Well, anyway, today I am going to talk to you about, well, oh, God, we have we have literally um, reached a point in America to where that America is it's in a declined state of an emergency. The the Strait of Hormuz being shut down, oil still going to other countries, not to America, of course, but to other countries. They're still getting their oil supplies. We're not. I've always said that the whole reason that the uh, that this administration in the White House um, was cozied up to Viktor Orban uh, and Kim Jong Un and Putin and others dictators is that's what they want to do to America. They want to turn us into a dictatorial state nation, and um, and that's what they're working hard at. They want to be like Russia, where it's just a group of the elite controlling everybody else, what they can do, what they can say, how they live, what they get to eat, what time they need to get up in the morning to go to work. And if you don't work and you don't punch in, if you don't get a stamp on your card, your voucher card, stating that you showed up and did your 8 hours to 10 hours of labor every day, you don't get any food. That's what they do in other countries. Um, Russia will make it sound like that they are literally a wonderful place for Americans to go to seek work and stuff like that. Don't be fooled. It's a communist nation. Um, and there have been stories of Americans that took the bait and they went there only to be put in the front lines of the Russian war with Ukraine. And as one woman was stating, she has no idea where her husband was. He went for his job interview and he never came back. So these are things you need to wake up, America, uh, and see what's happening, not just here in America, but globally. Um, Iran, this is an unnecessary war. It never should have happened. And this administration is just letting Trump do as he pleases. Oh, and he wants to pass out pardons to everyone around him. And you only pass out pardons to criminals. So they must be admitting that they're criminals in Congress, both Republican and Democrats, I'm sure. And in my opinion, I honestly believe we need a complete overhaul of our government. I don't think we need to be voting for wealthy people any longer into Congress, into the White House, period. These people only see dollars. They don't see human life. They don't respect human life. After all, they did cut away your Medicaid. They're going after your Medicare. They're even going to go after your Social Security. They've already gone after your food assistance and all of the other programs that are subsidized by the government, such as utilities, Section 8 housing, and whatnot. They're going after it all. They're taking it all. And yes, they're going to put it in the war, a war that never should have started. You're now seeing gas prices over $5 and up. Yesterday in my state, it finally reached $5 a gallon. The cheap gas was $3.99. That's the cheap. The, oh, what do they call it that they the oh, there's the other oil thing that truckers use in their tanks and stuff like that. Um, Diesel fuel is almost $6 in my state. And remember, people, these truckers that deliver food to your states, as high as that gas goes up, for these truckers, the diesel goes up, the higher the prices of the goods that they're transporting goes up. They pass the cost on to you, the consumer. Yes, MAGA, you voted an idiot into the White House. Nothing I can say or do to change your mind. All I can do is point out you're an idiot because you voted for this. And I do see your videos on YouTube of you whining and bitching and complaining about how you're losing everything. Well, tough shit. You voted for it. Now, I'm going to let you know, MAGA, I am a burn survivor. I struggled all my life as a child after I was burned, severely burned. I struggled. I fought for my rights. I fought for my rights to have a job, to work. I fought for my rights to have a place of my own. Yes, did you know that nobody would rent to me because they thought that I set myself on fire? They thought I would be a risk. They even thought that I would scare the other neighbors away. And I remember my first apartment. And I went because I never heard from the landlord. So I went to the building and I knocked on doors and I talked to neighbors. And I had my little tape recorder, you know, those Sony tape recorders. And and I had a blank tape, and I always asked them if I could record the conversation. And I asked them what would they think if I were a tenant in the building that they're in. They saw nothing wrong with it. They didn't have an issue. So I called my landlord. Well, the guy that owned the building at the time. And I talked to him and I asked him if I could come down and talk with him. And I took my tape. And he said he had concerns that the tenants would leave if I moved in because of the severity of my burns. When I was younger, oh, I'm telling you, they literally had to build my upper lip. I'm still going through surgeries at my age and I'm old because of the scar bands and scar tissues that keep coming back. They they keep working on me. My burn scars were 1 through 5th degree burn scars, 6th degree, I mean, where the bones and the uh, the bone marrow itself was burned. That it's your 6th degree when it goes beneath the bone and the bone marrow's gone too. Most people don't understand all this. I do. But I'll tell you, he was concerned that tenants would leave because of the way I looked at the time. I had no nose at the time. The nose was built from my forehead. My upper lip was built from my scalp. And that took almost a year to do. It took 7 months for my nose to heal. No, it doesn't look normal. I know it. I see it every time I look into this camera or the mirror when I brush my hair, that I am human. I am a human being with compassion and feelings. And I played that tape to to the guy I was trying to get an apartment from. And while I was playing the tape, the phone rang and we paused it and he answered it, put it on speaker, and one of the tenants had called up and said this lovely lady showed up that was severely burned, and she wanted to know if she would scare me away, that I would want to move if she moved in. I just want to let you know she is a sweetheart and she would be fine as a tenant. And I sat there and I started crying. I could not believe a total stranger that I met one time for a few minutes called in on my behalf. And I got my first apartment. My landlord, he says he knows I'm struggling because of my burns. He was going to give me a little bit of a discount, but not to tell any of the other tenants. And I said, sure. And I told him I didn't have enough for a security deposit for the full security, but I will pay you every month 25% of it until 4 months pass by and you will have a full security. And he agreed as well. See, that's what I went through to get my first apartment. And I'll tell you, I was blessed. And I lived there for probably 9 years. And then we had an earthquake in California, and the building was deemed unsafe. So I had to find another place. But the fact I had my first apartment for 9 years, it gave me credit to the next landlord. And I was so proud. I only bought what I needed. I only did what I needed to do. I'd go out and I'd apply for jobs. And back then, it was legal for the managers just to crumple up my application, throw it in the trash. I watched it numerous times happen. And then finally, people with disabilities finally marched together, me included, and we fought for our right for equal rights in the workplace. They couldn't deny me employment any longer. They could fire me if I was incapable of doing the work. But I tell you, my first job, I went from stocking shelves to becoming a OCSM, customer service manager, within 2 months. I'm smart. I work. I know what to do. I learn quick. I read. I write. I type. I garden. I see. I learned there are so many things you can do in the America economy. So I'm going to end my story and I'm going to talk about the economy in America. I'm going to talk to you about how it's time to start preparing and surviving. Stock up on your coffee, teas, dry goods, the necessities. Don't just go out and buy whatever. Buy the necessities. Buy your toiletries, your shampoos, and soaps that you need. And women, learn to use white vinegar. Learn to measure and stop buying the products on the shelves in the feminine department. It's okay. It works just great. And you know what I'm talking about. So now, as far as dry goods, you need to stock up on them. You need to start shopping at your yard sales, garage sales, and whatnot. People are selling things in order to try to make money to pay off their debts. This is why I say we are at the beginning of a Great Depression, because people are desperate. I have seen people selling their wedding bands to try to get money to pay their rent. And I know they're not getting the full amount of money they want. A lady had beautiful wedding band set, and she was selling it for just over $200. And she took beautiful pictures, and I saw it on Marketplace. And these bands, she had the box and everything with it. And that wedding band set that she got at the jewelry store, receipt with it, was $1,400, and she's selling for just over $200 because she needs money. That's how bad the economy is, America. When you start selling your personal items to survive, to sustain yourself for another month, to have a roof over your head. Now, I hope everybody out there is listening to me, and I call it Java Chat, Maya's Java Chat, because my name is Maya, and I drink my coffee, and I chat a lot. And the thing is, I hope you click like, subscribe, and share my videos, because I want to try and help as many people out there to get prepared. And in my next video, I am going to be talking to you about what to do and what not to do, because a lot of people don't know how to prepare. I grew up in hard times. I know what it's like to struggle. I know what it's like to live on a top ramen cup of noodles soup per day. That was it for the day. And the rest of the day, it was either water, coffee, or tea. That's it. My only meal was a cup of noodle at the time. And I don't know if you guys remember, and I'm not telling you my age either, but I am old. But the cup of noodles, way back when they first started, were like $4. And guess what? They're already going back up in price too. One of those cup of noodles is like about $1.19 again. And they're going up. I remember they had dropped as low as 39 cents. Not any longer. But I'll tell you, I learned to buy pasta. I learned to buy pasta sauce instead of the cup of noodles, because cup of noodles, in my opinion, are not the healthiest food out there. It is loaded with sodium. And those noodles, but it was convenient because I had a small apartment and a place to live. And I wasn't making a lot of money. So, but I will talk to you in my next video about how to prepare, what to get and what not to get, and to be prepared, because America, we have entered the early stage of the Great Depression, part 2. And if you have the time I'll see if I can put a link in somewhere for you to click on to watch the Great Depression videos. It is terrifying. It is horrible what people went through. People in cold states standing around bonfires just to try to stay warm in the cold. There was no help for the people. They would rather, landlords would rather leave their places vacant than to help you. Now we have a second home and we retired our business from it. So we are pretty much going to put it up for sale and we may do a rent to own situation, but it's a nice little home and uh, we're asking a reasonable price for it. I'll make a video of it and let you see it. It's got a lot of stuff inside the house, sadly, so you can't really see the house. It's about 1,000 square feet. It has a basement. It has an outdoor shed and whatnot, and it also has a indoor shed in the carport. It has a beautiful front yard, beautiful backyard with 2 Georgia peach trees in it too. So there's a lot. And we're not asking a fortune for the house either. And it has triple pane windows for winter. It has central air and heating. It has a small bedroom that can accommodate a queen size bed. And it also has a kitchen area. It has a laundry room area. And so it's pretty decent and it's pretty affordable. We're not asking a fortune for it. We're just asking, the bare minimum of about 70,000 for it. We can go down a little bit, and but it's a nice home. It's comfortable. It's perfect for an elderly couple. Absolutely perfect. And it has a walk-in shower. We've had that put in because we're elderly and it's easier to get in. And it also has a seat. It's easy to get in and get out. So people, be smart. Don't throw money away jumping into any sales, including mine. If you're not able to make the time to see the house, I don't want you buying it. Okay? But I'm not here to sell a house. I'm here to try and help you. But anyway, God bless all of you in America. I wish you the best and see you next time. Bye bye.